Welcome to Southview Coys TV. Scott M, I'm here. I am here. I've not given it to the other lot. I'm doing it, right? But it don't feel like a loss yet. It's still a victory. But Tottenham have won 1-0 at Luton. Probably one of the worst teams that will ever play in the Premier League. But we still got the victory considering everything that happened. But it's not about me tonight. Let me bring on our guests. First of all, Harry, hope you're well.
Very good, thank you. Good to be here. I must admit, I think there's been a massive overreaction from the fan base. Even yourself there, Marlon. I think it was Luton aren't fantastic, but 10 men as well. I think it's a really, really big win. And I don't think we would have won that game last season. I think it just shows how far we've come. So, looking forward to being here. Looking forward to discussing yet another win.
Next guest, Mark. Hope you are well, my friend.
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Looking forward to speaking about the game.
And last but not least, do I have to bring him out? Oh, it's Haz.
Hey, you're right.
How you doing first?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm quite relieved we won the game in the end. It was quite stressful.
So, as always, if anyone's new to this channel, we always start with a starting lineup, right? So, Vicario, basically went for the same starting lineup last week. Exactly the same. Harry, I'm going to start with you. When you saw that lineup, were you happy?
Yeah, I was happy because obviously there was doubts that Son, may not start, especially earlier on in the week. So it's good to see him starting. It was good to see the likes of Gill as well back on the bench. Lo Celso back on the bench after injury. Love it. Really, really positive. The whole round squad. I still think that bench there's room for improvement, but it was definitely stronger than it was last week. So full confidence that team could go out there and beat Luton. I know we're going to get onto it. Lots of obstacles in the game that we faced and eventually overcame them. So really good win. But happy with the lineup, to be fair.
Mark, you saw that lineup. Were you happy with it? Was you expecting us to steamroll Luton when you saw that lineup?
I was expecting us to steamroll Luton when I watched them play against Burnley on,
Yeah.
what was it, Monday? No, Tuesday night.
Tuesday,
yeah, because they were really bad. And I knew that even if they tried to low block us, which, Sheffield United did, and they did it very well. Liverpool last week got 10 men behind the ball, then 9 men behind the ball and defended with all their lives. I didn't think Luton had the capabilities of doing that. So I expected us to win 4 or 5-0. And let's be honest, we should have been 4 or 5-0 up. So, I did expect it. I see people during the week calling for Son to be rested, Valise to start. And I didn't agree with that at all. I mean, you carry on with this team until a player gets injured, because we don't play midweek. We have no European football. We're not even in the League Cup anymore. So you play your strongest team, regardless of whether it's Luton or whether it's Man City. It doesn't matter, as far as I'm concerned anyway.
Where do you sit on it? I saw your preview last night. You're chatting a lot of rubbish as per usual. But but on a serious note, when you saw the lineup, were you happy, or were you like Son on the left, Richie should be up front?
Well, see, I wasn't unhappy with the lineup. It's just that we'll go on to Bissouma later on. But I was one of those people who kind of wanted, I know it sounds weird, to rest even someone like Bissouma for a game and maybe play Kulusevski, Maddison and Sarn like a midfield three, because they're going to have such a low block. You might as well play another creative player in there. And the else obviously was not going to be considered. But besides that, we still obviously were creative enough.
Yeah.
But obviously the Bissouma thing we'll talk later. He was already on 4 yellows. And also the Son thing, well, people need to really deep this. Son is not the same player in terms of physicality as he was 2-3 years ago. Hence why he's actually been moved to play in the middle permanently now, I hope. I don't want to see him playing out wide anymore. And I do think that he's going to need to be rested at some point, because he's playing almost every game. Luton might be an opportunity to do that, whether it was Valise or Richarlison, and obviously we didn't do it in the end. But I don't think Son really had that much of an effect on the game either. But I was happy with the lineup. I wasn't unhappy, but at the same time, I may have done something different.
So let's talk about that first 40 minutes before Bissouma. We had so many chances, but the best chances fell to Richarlison. Harry, how are you feeling about Richarlison and all these missed chances at the moment?
Again, I think there's a massive overreaction, because for me, there was a really good performance there, much improved performance against both Sheffield United and Liverpool in particular. Sheffield United obviously got the goal and assist, but Liverpool, good positions, got the assist. So, yeah, but at the same time, for me, he looked really, really dangerous today. Just didn't take his chances. You can maybe put that down to good quality of the ball, or you could just say that he's getting in dangerous positions. I'll leave that up to you. But I didn't think he was that bad today. Yeah, he missed chances that should have gone in the back of the net, and probably likes of Harry Kane, some maybe even would have taken. But we never know. We never know if they would have taken them or not. At the same time. So as far as I'm concerned, his place is very, very much secured after the international break, providing nobody comes back before then.
So Harry, quick question on that.
Yeah,
you just mentioned something, right? But
yeah,
with Richarlison at the moment. Yeah, he's getting in those positions, but he's not just missing them today, right? Which, let's be honest, after everything that happened, could have cost us. Richarlison is missing them every single week now. He's getting in positions, but he's not putting these chances away.
I understand where you're coming from, Marlon, but every striker does miss chances. The likes of Harry Kane will have an off day and still miss chances. I understand that. The amount of chances we create, I think it's okay to miss chances. You see with City, Erling Haaland, he misses a sitter pretty much every week.
But you're naming players that come back and will score goals. Richarlison's not doing that. And today was probably the one game, right? And I'll get Mark's opinion on this next. This is the one game where it's Luton. Let's be honest about the whole situation. They couldn't get anywhere near us in that first 20 minutes. If we're all being totally honest, they couldn't get anywhere near us.
Yeah.
All right. But the two best chances, which, let's be honest, most of us would probably put away, right? I think Darren Bent's header, right, wasn't as bad as that one where Kulusevski whips it in and Richarlison gets on the end of it. As a number 9, a number 9 for Brazil, right? A number 9 for Brazil. should he not be putting these chances away? Because we're saying this every week now. It's not becoming an irregular thing because you're using, like you said there, Haaland, Kane. But the next thing, they're putting the chances away the week after, right?
Yeah,
This
I
is
understand where
this is
you're coming
becoming
from.
nil.
I understand where you're coming from.
This is becoming.
Look at
what's his
Sheffield
name?
United today.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was from Sheffield United, but they literally, Vicario wasn't getting there. It was an open goal, and they missed a sitter. That's an even bigger one than Richarlison. So I understand where you're coming from. He got a goal assist. Sheffield United, he got assist against Liverpool, so something's working.
I mean, Johnson missed a really big chance away to Arsenal earlier in the season.
Yeah, I feel Richarlison's is just people pick out when Richarlison seems to miss chances, not anyone else.
I'm going to bring Mark on it quickly, but this is not becoming like let's be honest with Richarlison. This is not a today thing. This is a regular thing over 2 seasons for us, where he's just not doing it in front of goal, and 60 million as well with the price tag, and this is meant to be Brazil's number 9. Why is Richie not doing it for Spurs? His first touch is awful, right? Yeah, there were parts of today you go okay, but if we come out of that, if Bissouma gets sent off, right, and we lose that game 1-0, which we're lucky we didn't, right? Do we come out of that and we go, well, if Richarlison puts those first 2 chances away, there's no Bissouma dive properly. And the rest of the game probably makes it a little bit easier for us. Yes or no?
I think to answer the first question, why is it not happening? I think you hit the nail on the head with the 60 million price tag doesn't help. I don't think he was ever worth 60 million. I didn't particularly want Richarlison, if I'm being honest. I don't dislike the guy. He tries his best. He works his socks off.
Agreed.
But I agree with you that he should have been scoring that chance at the back post all day long. I can forgive him the second one because maybe his confidence was a bit low after missing an absolute sitter.
Yeah.
But it is becoming a regular thing. And I think, like some managers fit, Conte didn't fit with Tottenham. Mourinho didn't fit with Tottenham. I don't think Richarlison fits with Tottenham.
I think it's like Soldado, isn't it? That's how I'm reading it. It's a bit like
you get players like that. Yeah. You get players that just don't fit with Fernando Torres going from Liverpool to Chelsea. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for players, right? If we could go to Everton, if they get this new ownership and we can get 45 million back from the chart, mate, I would snap their hand off, to be honest with you. And I don't dislike the guy. Listen, he's trying his best. I'm not going to slag the guy. I actually think I said at half time, I would have kept him on because I felt that Højbjerg needed to come on, but he would have held the ball up. Kulusevski done really well, don't get me wrong, but that's what I was saying at half time. I would have kept Richarlison. I would have personally kept Richarlison on because I thought he was the best out of Son and Kulusevski to play that role, to hold the ball up and to have Son run off of him. That's what I felt was the best way to go forward. But yeah, for me, we can do better in that position. We can do better. And if we can get a decent amount of money back, I would definitely let him go and look to get someone else in.
Go on, Has. Defend your boy. Defending for one goal this season and missing easy chances. Go on. Come on.
Son's missed easy chances, but no one talks about that. Other players miss easy chances. No one talks about that.
Again, I'm gonna throw something. But like I said to Harry, because he used Haaland and Kane as an example. What's Son done this season that Richarlison hasn't?
Son's played in the middle like 900, almost 100% of the games.
Okay, but what's Son done? But what's Son done that Richarlison hasn't?
He scored a couple tap-ins.
Scored goals. And that chance is a tap-in.
Marlon. It's not as many.
He scored one.
Richarlison scored a header against Sheffield United the other week.
One goal.
2 assists.
Yeah, one goal.
So you can't say he's not doing anything.
Okay, so how many assists has Son got this season? I'm pretty sure he's got 2.
I don't know. I know about Son's assists.
But this is the difference. But you lot are talking about you'd rather have one goal, man, than Son who has scored.
Son's going to be finished in a year or so anyway.
It doesn't matter. So
it does matter because we need to keep a striker to step in straight away.
And is Richie the man?
He could be the man. I don't know why people want to write him off.
because he's had.
Shall I tell you what it is? People don't understand Richarlison. They really do not get how he plays. Like it infuriates me. He's an instinctive striker, right?
So we're not going to play.
If you watch it for Brazil, if you actually watched him for Brazil, a lot of his goals were like balls in the air, like balls flick-ons like this. You need to give him the proper supply. It's like with Son. Give him Maddison is that he's got variation of play. And if you look at Maddison's assist to Son, they're very similar. Okay, they're balls through through balls, as like everyone likes to say R1 whatever it was on FIFA, through balls, and Son just gets on the end of them and taps them in or chips the keeper or whatever. But Richarlison for me, he's stuck on the left as well, so I don't think it's a very fair comparison. Because naturally, if you play in the middle, you're gonna have more chances to score anyway.
Yeah, but that first chance...
didn't most of his games for Everton. I remember when we signed him. We're out on the left. Wide. We're out wide.
No, actually, Richarlison played most of the games for Everton up front.
No, Calvert-Lewin did.
No,
Calvert-Lewin played up top. Richarlison was
Calvert-Lewin was injured for a long period of time.
No, he was. Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Richarlison basically scored the goals to keep Everton up.
Yeah, they were from the left-hand side.
I don't know. I think it's better through the middle, personally, but I
would play him for the middle as well, but if you look at where his goals come from Everton, he played out wide.
The left and Watford, they were on the left. And this is my point. You wanted to play up front, but his hold-up play and all that is not good enough, as we've seen this season.
I disagree with that, personally.
It's not been good enough.
I disagree with that.
His hold-up play is quite good.
I thought his hold-up play is quite good, yeah.
His first touch is...
I just think Richarlison's going to scapegoat, honestly, because no one wants to criticise Son. So you know what they do? They just go criticise Richarlison.
You can't criticize. You can't criticize someone who's scoring goals.
You can still criticize players.
You can. Richarlison's scoring goals as well.
Because for me, Son's doing nothing else.
But
he's scoring your goal here and there, but he's not doing anything else.
Yeah, but 1 compared to 6. But Maddison. But the problem is that you've got, like you said earlier, Maddison plays better with Son. And that's not what I said. I said Maddison's got variation of play. Because Son and Maddison have, for example, today they were taken off together, right? Like, I hate to relate this to Son and Kane, but it's sort of similar, right? Yeah. So say if instead we left Maddison on and we moved Richarlison into the middle, maybe we got a different result out of Richarlison. So you can't, because there's no point in saying, oh, the amount of times Maddison has played on the field with Richarlison is so small, right? But let's take the Brentford game, right? Where, let's be honest, he got a whole 60 minutes and let's be honest, we're all sitting there going, he did nothing.
Well, the first game of the season, where everyone.
You also have to think, like, to me, I see this as Richarlison's first season personally, because last season Conte didn't even want it. Let me finish. Conte didn't even want him, right? He didn't even want Richarlison. Yeah. Okay. So naturally, he didn't play him as much. Like, I don't think Richarlison started more than like 1 or 2 Premier League games, from what I can remember.
Didn't get an opportunity.
Yeah. He scored that Marseille double header, but he started like the odd game here and there.
But no, no, we all did.
So it's very unfair to say, "Oh, well, this is."
But we all gave him. We all gave him the benefit of the doubt. But this is a player that's played in the Premier League for how long? Come on.
I don't know, 3-4 years. But that's what I'm saying. He's done well.
Marlon, he scored goals in Watford and Everton as well.
He's Brazil's number 9.
But when you say score goals, he hasn't scored more than.
He averages what? Well,
10 goals a season. In the Premier League, he
averages 1 in 3 in other Premier League clubs.
Yeah, but he
hasn't scored Marlon.
But we're not okay. But you're talking about Everton, who are relegation, right? We're not relegation. We're trying to be Champions League. Are we not?
What I'm trying to tell you is, if you give him the right supply, he will score goals. Yeah, just because he missed 1 chance, everyone wants to scapegoat him. Like, I just don't understand.
It's not the only chance.
When someone misses a chance, no one talks about it.
But we're not. But again, you lot are not listening to the point.
You're not getting my point though, because it's no point in saying, Richarlison missed his chance. How about all the 500 other players that missed chances this weekend?
It's why is it just Richarlison?
But Richarlison's getting most of the blame, right? Because with the others, they are contributing to the team more than what he is.
But you could argue Richarlison's contributing. We just said he got a goal and 2 assists. So we're just going around in circles now.
Yeah, but we're not, because you're saying 2 assists. Like, how many goals have we scored this year? That's contributing.
He's playing on the left, mate.
It doesn't matter. It
does matter. It really does.
It doesn't.
Performance is
doesn't
key.
matter.
Performance is key, Marlon.
Marlon, if he's on the left, how do you expect to score 20 goals?
But would you put Son on the left then, and Richarlison through the middle?
No, I'm saying you can't. Personally, I don't think you can play both of them. I think you have to pick one of them.
Today we had to, really, didn't we? Because we've got Solomon who's out, we've got Johnson who's out.
Yeah, we don't have a choice now, obviously.
Yeah, so, whether he plays on the left, the right, or centre, I'm not scared. Listen, I said after he scored against Fulham, I think he should have started the next game. I don't think he should have. I said I think he should have started the second half today. But I'm being realistic and saying I think we can do better than Richarlison. Listen, I would like nothing more than him to come good and to score 20 goals this season.
But you can't expect, because what I'm trying to say is he's not Harry Kane, right? Neither is Son.
No,
Neither is not Harry Kane.
Nor
He's not going
Son.
to get the ball and create his own chances. You're just going to have to give him the right sort of balls, the right sorts of play, which Son is
But
getting
have we
from
got
Maddison.
yeah. Like when them goals he scored against the goal he scored against Sheffield United, Perisic was playing and delivered. We know his delivery. Porro, I think, can cross a ball. Have we got anyone else? Kulusevski, possibly.
Kulusevski gave him his chance today.
He's not great. His crosses aren't great.
No.
We don't have. Do we have the supply for Richarlison?
We have to. If he plays him up front, you have to play to his strengths. There's no point in putting him up front.
If we don't have the players to play,
we don't have the players to play to his strengths.
No, what I'm trying to say is, if he's the striker, what's the job of the striker to score goals? Okay, right? If he's playing in the middle, because obviously we play these different formations, right? You need to, if you're playing with Richarlison up front, play him high balls, man. Play high balls, high crosses.
Okay. That's not Postecoglou's style.
And that's not possible. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you. That hit the nail on the head. Postecoglou is not going to play that sort of football. So why the hell is Richarlison still here?
I don't think.
How do you know he doesn't play that sort of football?
Because
he didn't at Celtic.
He hasn't at Celtic. Never.
At the same time, you need a plan B. There's going to be times where Postecoglou's style of football is going to be found out. You need that to turn to.
No, and I agree. I totally agree with you. And that's what happened against Sheffield United. We suddenly started, but we had Perisic.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
The problem we've got now is that we've got nobody who can actually put a decent cross. And we saw that against Liverpool.
That's not Richarlison's fault.
Yeah,
I don't know why we're taking that out of him.
Players can't cross.
But Mark's
it's not his problem. It's the team problem.
Then Mark's made a great point, right? Because he said if we're not going to play that way, Richarlison is no use to us. Then he's no use to us right now until Perisic comes.
And kept him for a reason, Marlon. He kept him for a reason.
He had no choice. He hasn't started him. Like you lot said, he scored against Fulham, but has chosen.
He started him today.
The first, because he's got no choice. He's played him on the left.
He could play Villa. No, he could play Villa.
To be fair though, on the left, Solomon hasn't impressed me, so I would still write Richarlison if Solomon was fit.
Yeah, I agree. Solomon hasn't impressed me either. But we're getting into a debate here that we're going. Is Richarlison doing enough to even be in this team?
Yeah,
I think so. He's contributing week in, week out.
You can't expect the guy to score like 50 goals when you play on the left wing.
Okay. Well, look, we're gonna have but all the chances I think if we had lost today, I think both of you would have had a different opinion.
I wouldn't have played Richarlison. No, I would have played everyone.
Definitely not.
I would have blamed Son for missing chances too, because everyone in the chat doesn't want to hear that. But anyway, I would blame other players for missing chances. I wouldn't just blame one person for missing one chance.
Okay, so let's talk about the
90-minute game.
Okay, let's talk about the chances we then did miss. Right, we missed so much. Porro missed one. Son's missed some. Kulusevski missed some.
Well, there you go, Marlon.
No, I'm not. Because the two easiest chances that we had that should have been scored, all right, were both to Richarlison. Were they not? Were the two
again, it's debatable.
Every player misses sitters.
Again, it's debatable.
But he's missing sitters every week now. Come on. This is
it's not every week.
Every week. I don't think
you're overreacting so much.
No, he's missing.
Massive overreaction. He doesn't miss sitters every week.
No,
I know. I don't know why.
I think
in for him.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna have to, because I think you two, right, are literally. You don't want us to be relegation fodder with Richarlison. That's how I look at it. Because even
it's just that I don't want to give up Brazil's number 9.
I'll give you both an example. If he was that good, why is he not playing up top for Ange? Why does Ange not pick him up?
Because Son's the captain.
Because Son's the captain, and he's got a hat-trick against Burnley, done really well.
No, he could play Son out left. If he was that good.
Yes, Son's ineffective on the left. Completely ineffective on the left.
So what does that say of
Richarlison's done well on the left as well.
In fact, you're probably accommodating the team to Son, if you could argue now.
All right,
let's
talk about Bissouma. Let's talk about Bissouma, because I just don't get it, right? And I think it's going to go on and like. Let's talk about Bissouma. Harry, red card. What is Bissouma thinking?
Honestly, I'd like to know. I'd like to get inside his head at that moment in time. Listen, officiating, I think, is a disgrace, but he deserved what he got here. Yeah, that's spot on that comment, by the way. But the first tackle, I just don't know what he's doing. There's no need for the foul. Second one as well, the dive. I think he's taken one too many touches. He took on one too many players. I realised that he should have passed, and he's gone. My only option to save myself here is to go down. So yeah, really poor for him, and ultimately could have cost us the game. So luckily it didn't. So hopefully he can learn from this, because we don't want this happening again. So really, really poor from him. Someone who started the season really, really well, and is a key player for us. We're missing him against Fulham for sure. Just got the Celso's back on the bench. You've got Højbjerg and Skip, who've done okay. I think done all right. So I think they've done all right, especially Højbjerg. I think it's done all right. I know lots of people disagree. Højbjerg, come on and done well.
Talk about Bissouma. Come on.
I think with Bissouma, 2 moments of madness, an excellent start to the season. We missed against Fulham. Luckily, it's only one game.
To be fair though, he was always. I think a great point was, and I'm going to get with you, Mark, actually on this one. Richarlison, Bissouma. We've got Richarlison on the brain.
He's living rent-free inside your head.
Bissouma obviously was more likely to miss the Fulham game no matter what, right? Has Bissouma got to learn from what's his name? Well, I forgot his name. Romero. No. Romero. No, has he got to learn from Romero? Because obviously Bissouma's been very aggressive in that midfield, which has been great, which has been brilliant. But he has got 4 bookings already. Now make that 6 if you include the 2 yellows today. Has he got to change his game now going forward, or we got to keep this Bissouma the way it is?
I'd keep him the way he is, mate, because I think he's been arguably our best player. He was very silly today. I'm not going to get on the guy's back. It could have cost us massively, but for me, he's been our best player. I don't like diving anyway. Do you know what I mean? I can't stand diving and play acting. But it's one of them things, mate. You need him to be the way he is for me. I like the way he plays. I love. So I wouldn't. It's like the Dele Alli thing. Do you take out? When Dele Alli was on top form, do you take out the little niggles and that bit of aggression? You don't. Because if you take that out of his game, same as Romero. I mean, so what's he got? 1 booking this season, which for him.
That was the question, because one booking.
I think Marlon. To be honest, I think he's got away with a few as well. To be fair, I think he's got away.
To be fair, he's booking. Because the only booking he got was the handball against Arsenal.
Yeah, which he's got away with a few where I think he should have been booked.
I agree. I totally agree.
So I don't know whether he has calmed down. He's definitely a bit more composed, and he isn't doing them silly things. I mean, what was it? What was the game last season where it was AC Milan, wasn't it? Where he just on the halfway line, and the season before he done exactly the same thing in Europe. Yeah, Conte's first game. He's got that. I'm hoping he's got that out of his game now, but the aggression is still there. So no, I would tell Bissouma just to keep doing what he's doing, but just cut out the stupid diving. And all players now need to stop arguing with the referees, because that, was it Jackson at Chelsea got a ban, and I think 4 of the yellow cards were just arguing with the referee. You can't do it anymore. You just, all this kind of stuff, you just got to stop it.
Has Bissouma once, and before I carry on, was it actually a great decision from the referees? Do we whisper that quietly because he saw it and gave him that second booking?
Yeah, I'm not going to say the referee for making the decisions, because at the end of the day, if we didn't win the game, it wouldn't be down to the referee. So just to put it out to any Liverpool fans. But Bissouma was just stupid. I don't know what he was thinking, just diving like that, especially when it's on a booking, and we've got VAR nowadays. So even if the ref didn't see it, I mean, on the watch back, someone else could have easily seen it and contacted the ref and said, look, you can send him off. But, I think Bissouma just needs to just calm down a bit. He's got a history of getting bookings at Spurs. Even under Conte, he was getting loads of bookings, I remember. And I think he just needs to be just a bit more clever in how he does his tackles, I think, as well, and just his general play. Obviously, he has been one of our best players this season, so, you have to give him his dues. But we're going to miss him in the next 3 games, because our lack of depth is probably going to hurt us, maybe. You don't know. We'll see how Højbjerg does, I guess. But,
okay. Yeah. Let's go on to the biggest positive of the day, right? Two players, Maddison, right, who I heard a joke today. This guy could find space in a phone box with Gemma Collins, right? And then Van der Ven, the coolest man on the park, right? He went, you know what? Sod you lot up front. I'm going to show you how to finish. But let's talk about VDV, right? Harry, I'm going to start with you again. How great has this signing been for Spurs?
Listen, he's been a fantastic signing. We mustn't forget a lot of people sat here and gone that here we go again. You know, he's the cheap option. A lot of people wanted Tapsoba. So not only have the club saved money here, they've got the much better option as well. Very same with Vicario and Raya. I wanted Raya myself, but Vicario was stupidly named as a cheap option, and it's really turned out. But as far as Mickey van der Ven goes, I mean, we've finally got the partnership that we've been lacking since Toby and Jan. It's an amazing partnership, not only now but for the future. Van der Ven, really cool head, reliable, solid partner next to Romero, works really well with him. So the partnership they formed in such a short period of time is amazing to see. And Van der Ven as well, his pace is incredible, agility, just his calmness on the ball, and obviously now getting on the goal sheet as well, should I say, was fantastic. So yeah, long may this continue. The partnership is great, and he's been an excellent signing, up there with the best.
Mark, I think I said it. I'm gonna have to go back on my clip. So me and Ash did some statistics on Tapsoba and Van der Ven, and I remember Ash asking me towards the end, out of the two, who would I rather have? Because we were like, I want both, but if I had to pick, and I'm pretty sure I picked Van der Ven because he was more left-footed. Right, I'm gonna have to check this because I'm pretty sure that's what I wanted. I knew we had Romero, and I was like, I don't want two right-footers. But how great has Van der Ven really been? Because I know Harry said some people said he was a cheap option, but I kind of remember slightly different of people saying they wanted both. They didn't just want him; they wanted Tapsoba and Van der Ven, right? But actually, the way Van der Ven's been, he's been like probably his worst game I've officially said was against Manchester United. But apart from that, he's been faultless.
Apart from the own goals he scored.
Even then, they weren't his fault.
I was only messing. I'll be honest. I wanted Tapsoba as my first choice. I'd never heard of either of them, if I'm being completely honest. At the start, it was one of them. I'd never heard of Tapsoba or Van der Ven. But looking at the stats and all of that and the clips, which is all I could go on.
Yeah.
I felt that Tapsoba was the better of the two, but like you, I wanted both of them. I thought we needed both. I still do think we should have gone and got both of them. But anyway, that's a different story. Conversation. But yeah, I certainly weren't saying that he was the cheap option. I was delighted that we had signed him.
Oh yeah.
And he's been he's surpassing the expectations that I had. And I don't think we've seen his full potential even yet. You know, we've started to see a bit of the pace now, but I don't even think we've not even seen his ceiling yet, you know. So you know, we've got great things to come from him. Like 22 years of age, for God's sake. So I'm really excited about the future with him. And I think talking about Romero, I think having someone, we all said it for seasons now, you won't see the best of Romero. We see it for Argentina when he's got competent defenders around him, how good he is.
Yeah.
When you've got Dyer and Sanchez, and I don't want to slag people off, but you know, calamity after calamity, you're not going to see the best of him. We are seeing the best of him now. And I think Van der Ven and Porro in the form and Doggy, all of them around him it's just a collective, isn't it? You know, and confidence in the keeper behind you. So yeah, him and all of them, mate. The unit.
Before I just want to add something. Con and the Marks just completely stole my thunder with that. But has Van der Ven's form also helped by his his team ethic with Vicario and Udogie being the two, one behind him and one next to him?
I don't think so. I think Van der Ven has just walked in and just fixed all our problems in this because
would he fix it would he have fixed it if it was with Lloris and Ben Davis?
I think he would have fixed it, but maybe to like a lesser degree. Because honestly, I think Van der Ven, I think he's the future Spurs captain. Honestly, I'm not joking. He's the future first.
No. That's not. Right. I'm not there. I wouldn't be surprised.
And you know, the thing with him is obviously, I'm gonna leave it out yet, but I do believe he was the manager's choice because Van der Ven is someone that I know, and I read and was told by loads of people that he wanted Van der Ven at Celtic. So I think he was the first choice. I know Tapsoba was one the club were looking at too. And obviously ideally everyone wanted both of them. But I do think he's going to be, if not now already, one of the best centre-halves that ever played for Spurs. I know it sounds mad. We're only 7 games in, but the guy's got literally everything. He's got the pace. He's got the tackling. He's got the height. He's got, like today, he stepped up when we had 10 men and scored the goal. And it's just, he just clears everything up. And honestly, I think he's so good. He's so good. Obviously, I'm not a statistics person, so I can't tell you the stats and stuff like that. But honestly, he's like, he walked in and he's allowed us to to play back 4 now, because at least we have 2 competent centre halves.
Yeah.
Because that's what I mean by, if he didn't come in, I think we still would have had the same problems. And obviously, Dogi came back from his loan, but I still think like the defense would have functioned even with Davies there. It would have functioned somewhat, not at the same degree, because Dogi at least does a lot more, but it just, his arrivals made so much difference. And yeah, I just think he's so good. Like I said, future Spurs captain, he's so good.
You know what's so funny, right? I'm just going to say something really quickly.
Yeah.
Just go off topic. TJ said something. So you were doing the preview yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And TJ said, you come out of some outrageous things sometimes.
Yeah.
And after listening to what you've got, you go from one extreme to the next. But I do totally agree with you on the VDV stuff, because actually, Klopp and Liverpool wanted VDV. If anybody does know,
they were looking with him, weren't they?
They were looking, but it was the price tag, and obviously having Van Dijk there already kind of said they wanted to wait a year. So we've gone in early. But what I wanted to talk about now was 1-0. Everyone would say, everyone outside Spurs would go, it was lucky. But I put a headline earlier on the comments, was actually we dug deep, got the win, and every question that seems to be thrown at Spurs at the moment, right? Let's take the Arsenal game. Can't win at the Emirates, can't get a result, we're going to wipe the floor with you. Liverpool, haven't won a home game against Liverpool at home in how long? Yes, we might have had VAR's help, but we still went out and got the 2-1 win. Today, 10 men against arguably not the best team in the league, but their tails were up when they realised they could have probably should have scored, but we still dug deep and got the 1-0 win. My question is, are Spurs answering every question being thrown at them every week? And I'm going to start with you, Mark, this time.
What more can we do, really? I mean, I don't particularly care what other fans of rival clubs think about us, to be completely honest. It's water for ducks back, mate, because I've heard it all before. It's always the fucking same. I'm sorry for swearing, but it's always the same.
I know who this is. Don't worry.
It's always the same. So it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't really matter what they think. We're going to get, no matter what happens, and our fans will be the same. Twitter is where you see it all. People just absolute crap. Absolute crap. Like, why would you go on another fan's? I'm sorry, but they're just kids, just sad losers who go around. I mean, I wouldn't care, man. I wouldn't go on Arsenal's fan page and start commenting on art, because I don't care. Like, I can't stand them.
You've got to be very sad to do that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just weirdos, mate. So I don't take it seriously. We all have friends who support different clubs, and you can have civil conversation, you can have a bit of banter, but some of them are just stupid, mate. So they can fuck off, really, basically, is what I think of it, Marlon. I'm afraid. I don't pay any attention to it. I don't care what they say. It winds me up when you see people like, we're talking about Paul Merson and idiots like that. But they're just full of bitterness, basically. So just let them get on with it, mate. We'll keep going. I quite like being under the radar. I quite like they're only doing it because of this. They're only doing it because they've got an injury, savaged Arsenal. They're only doing it because VAR did that. Luton are not very good. We can only beat or draw or do whatever in front, So let's carry on about our business, not worry about what other people think.
So I put out a tweet earlier, Harry, right? And that was, the only people that seem to be talking about us are gooners. I don't buy it. I don't need to buy it, right? But are we seeing something similar to what they did last year, where the team ethic was great, everything was getting into place, and every week, us Spurs fans, all of us said it, you're going to fall off a cliff. You're going to fall off a cliff. And then we all got to January and went, oh my God, they're going to win the league, right? Because we was all there, because we was all worried, right? Especially with how our season was derailing. But are we now seeing a similar situation, and Arsenal fans are scared that this might be happening to us now this year?
Maybe, but there's a massive difference, Marlon, and that is that that Arsenal last season were still deep into their project under Arteta, and lots of windows and lots of times in the windows back in the manager in Arteta. Postecoglou signed a contract 4 months ago. He's had one window to have his say, and we know how the club works, with transfer windows. So from what he's done,
Harry, are you going to sit there and tell me? Are you going to sit there and tell me the club are going to mess up in January and bring us all down? Please don't. I'm on this.
I don't know.
You said you know how the club works.
He's preparing for the worst.
Yeah, you said you know how the club works. Please be positive.
Came out my mouth.
Right,
okay, I tried. I think we had a really good window. We signed some top players. I don't know about outgoings, etc., but no, we brought in some good players. But no, maybe. But yeah, Arsenal very deep into their project. They probably, although they've done well last season, there was more expectations to go on, and what they've done last season was great. Don't get me wrong. If we'd done that, then it'd be a bigger thing because we're at the start of the project. But yeah, I hope you're right in terms of we challenge whoever the title contender may be.
I'm not saying we're going to be title challengers, but I'm more saying that.
I'm hinting towards it, Marlon.
Yeah, but I'm more because we're doing the team ethic and everything. I'm seeing very similar stuff.
Just a minute.
Yeah, do you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'm title challengers. Right?
He's hinting towards it. It's obvious.
I am hinting towards it because I see very similarities to what Arsenal did last year. That's what I'm saying. 100%. And the whole team ethic behind it and everything like that. I'm just looking at going. Even I'm kind of going, the wheels have got to come off eventually, but they keep answering questions, and I'm like, is this really our Spurs? How you feel? Yeah, go on, you answer this.
Well, we're only 8 games in, and as we know in previous seasons, we actually had same points last season under Conte before we played Luton today, with 7 games, 17 points. Apparently, that's what I was reading.
No, that's true. But we hadn't played Liverpool. Yeah,
I know, but
Man United.
And also, we were talking about Christmas under Mourinho, and we know what happened there. So I'm not going to come here and say, "Oh, we're going to challenge for the title." I think it's bonkers. But if we can get to January within, I think, 5 points, 6 points of the top team, assuming we get no injuries, which obviously is a big stretch, and our defense doesn't get massacred with injuries, then we go out and buy 3 or 4. Quality players in January, which Levy never does, then maybe I'll start talking about it. But you have to talk to me after my 32nd birthday on January 31st.
No, to be honest, but not title challengers. What I was more going for, right? I think most of us, when this season started, were probably going 8th top whack. Are we now feeling more confident that we're now becoming more of a top 4 side? Let's forget the title for a second. Okay. I'm more going, are you feeling now more confident that we'll actually get the top 4 of what the club won in the next
what Levy wants, we're getting back into Europe. But I think, I want to emphasize this, we can't get complacent because we have a good core of players, right? So we've got obviously the back 4, we've got Madison's come in and the midfield starting midfield, and he got the strike.
Carry on.
He's just winding me up. Yeah. But anyway, but we need to actually build around it from now. So in January, regardless of where we are, we need to go out and sign 3 or 4 players. And start adding. So buy centre half, buy this Jota we've been linked with, who used to play for Celtic. Go out and buy left back. In my opinion, we need to go buy left back because Udogie can't play every week. And then
Ben Davies
in the summer, go out and buy another 4 or 5 players. Because we can't just let rest on our laurels. Because a lot of fans will tell you that, we've got our Tottenham back, right? But it's not going to last very long if we suddenly get injuries.
But ain't that okay? I actually agree with you lot on that. Yeah. But you're that's always planning for the worst. But if we don't
what's the phrase to plan to fail or prepare to fail?
Was it? But again, if we don't get
prepared to fail.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for.
But I'm gonna talk about something really quickly as well, right? I wanted to get you lots of reactions. For the last 2 weeks, right, we've brought players off the bench that, let's be honest, most of us wouldn't want, right? But to be fair to all of them, they've come on and done a very, very good job of what they're being asked for, right? So is it because we've been burnt by these guys in the past where we've got that, we're thinking, oh my God. But actually, if you look at the last 2 or 3 games where Andrew's brought up, especially last week against Liverpool, where all of us were like, what is he doing? And he's managed to get a 2-1 victory out of it. Today, he's brought them on again. We've managed to keep a 1-0 win. right, against a team that, let's be honest, we had 10 men, we had 10 men, and we were up against it, and some like Saar was blowing. Kulusevski, let's be
I think
honest.
Kulusevski was probably one of his best games this season, actually. Today.
Let me finish. Yes,
Yeah,
had one of his best games today. Yeah. So are we starting to see that these players are able to contribute? And what I'm saying is because Mark made a great point again. I can't stop saying that, but he just said to you, right? Ben Davis has come on today and actually done okay. He's not going to play every week, and he's able to cover Destiny when he needs to come off like today. And I'm pretty sure he came on against Liverpool as well.
I think the difference is, Marlon, as if Adogi is out for like 3-4 weeks. I'm just throwing it hypothetical here. Would you trust Davis for a month? I wouldn't trust Davis for a month.
No, I agree with that, Harry, as well. And that's the thing, Marlon. This is the problem we've had in the past. I do agree. If we have injuries, if we're relying on Dyer, if we're relying on Davis to play inverted fullback for weeks,
and Emerson even as well.
Yeah, we will have problems. We've had it before.
Because it's all well and good bringing a player on for 20 minutes. Or 30 minutes to hold the score.
But this is what I'm saying. But you're okay. But the reason why I'm asking that question is because if we look at, I'm gonna use Arsenal as the prime example of last season, right? They had their team majority for most of the season, apart from Thomas Partey, who got injured quite early on, right? Saliba got injured later on, right? So we're speaking hypothetically here that you're asking to cover 4 positions that might not get started. So Destiny might cope for most of the season, right? The centre back situation. I know we wanted a different centre back, but what happens if they stay fit for most of the season?
What if they don't?
But this is the problem. We don't know. We don't know because you're asking to bring in
players. Say, what if they stay fit?
But you always have to plan just in case.
But there is a plan.
I wouldn't want
apart from our defence, I think there is a plan in each position. Is there not? Because Højbjerg's come on today and done a job. Has he not?
I completely agree with you. Apart from the defence, so what about if Van der Ven got injured for 3 weeks? What would we do then?
Yeah, but that's what I just said. I said apart from our defence. You don't listen to me.
Yeah. No, I know.
I said apart from our defence.
Madison. What happens if Madison?
But we're relying on
Celso's nowhere near his level.
I get that, but we haven't seen Lo Celso play that yet. And
but Marlon, all I'll say on that one, mate.
How
many years have we been saying we haven't seen Lo Celso, and every time we say it, he never delivers. He delivers in Spain.
Never delivers.
No, and it goes back to what I said before. Some managers fit certain clubs. Some players fit certain clubs. Some players fit certain leagues, and I don't think Lo Celso fits the Premier League.
I don't think he does enough. I don't think he does enough.
But
I'd give Hill another go though.
Okay, I like so my next question to you lot is then, right? Okay, that's fine. But who do you bring in? What sort of quality are you expecting to bring in to sit on the bench? Let's throw it that. What quality are you expecting? Because you're not going to get exactly. Look, let's take Destiny as a prime example. Which left back are you going to go out there and go to a decent left back at the same level and go, come to Spurs, but you can sit on the bench?
Shall I tell you what, Mark? I would tell him, Marlon. I'll call him in and I'll tell him next year we're playing European football. Yeah, you're going to come in. You're going to play the first few games on the bench and play games here and there. But next season you'll be starting at least 20 to 30 games. And
who's going to do that? Who the hell at that quality thinking I'm way better than that? Who's going to come in and do that? Right now, because Spurs haven't got nothing else to offer. We've got the FA Cup.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That you tell them, look, we bring you in for this, and say we're in a title charge, like you say, they're going to get games.
Okay, if we're in a title charge, but we're not. You're not ready to dismiss me for that.
This is your hypothetical, not mine. And then you say you tell them that next season you're going to play loads of games because if we're going to be in Europe, aren't we? We can almost guarantee we're going to be in Europe. So. Yeah.
Unless you not say it, unless we get injuries and fall off the cliff. But
the point is, you can't tell the players that come in, you're going to come in and sit on the bench. You can't tell them that.
But they're going to see that.
It's the way you present it. Like it has to be in a certain way.
The reality is January, and it winds people up because I don't want Levy there anymore either. But it winds people up because I think, well, you're just a Levy apologist. January is not a great time to sign players.
Yeah, it's not.
We got Kulusevski and we got Bentancur because they weren't wanted by Juventus. That's the reality. We got lucky with it. They weren't wanted. You get players in January who are not wanted by certain clubs unless you're.
But then ask what Trossard last January.
He wasn't wanted by Brighton. He wasn't wanted by Brighton.
Trossard wanted to leave Brighton. Trossard wanted to leave as well. That's why.
Huh?
He's a quality
but-
player.
It's
You
not about
relied-
We
quality
could
of
have
player.
gone for 30
Kulusevski's a
million.
quality player, so is Bentancur. That's my point. But they weren't wanted by the club. But they're the players.
So
that
there are
you
players
pick
out
up.
there then. We can find
I
them.
didn't say there wasn't players out there. You didn't listen to what I said, Has. I said you get players not wanted by clubs. You can't go and have your pick of players. Is the point? Listen.
But the point is, then, if that's the point, then you should be out there right now because we've got 3 months
Yeah, well,
scouting
maybe
these
they are.
players. And
Maybe they are.
So
you
look,
gotta just hope.
to be fair, to what on Mark's point, he's basically saying, look, unless you get a player that's either not wanted by the club, a top club, and wants to come and play football, or you're relying on someone who's got 6 months left of their contract and is not going to sign one who's of top quality. And that's what Trossard was he not? He was in his last 6 months, and they wanted to.
We
He
should have
fell out with
signed that
Deserbi.
guy. We should have signed that guy. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, Has on that note, you can't like at the end of the day, we were in a man. We had Conte, who, let's be honest, we were never going to sign. We didn't know if he was going to be here or not. Our club was being run shockingly at the time.
But for
It's just-
30
it's
million
just
in
one of-
today's
it's just-
market, it's just
yeah, but you know that. But that's 6 months ago. We've moved on since then, and it's.
I
Kind
think
of
he would still
the
play
next step.
under Ange, to be honest.
No, he probably would. I'm not sitting there denying he wouldn't. But it's just a case of when we go to January, if we're being realistic now, that's what January window is all about. You're relying on players that are not wanted by the club, or you're relying on
I mean,
players
we've
in the
got
last
Pro
6
last
months of
January.
contract.
Sorry, my mate just put a comment in there.
Yeah, no, and that's a fair point. That is a very fair point. And it took Poro 6 months to sell. Because we was all crying out for Royale for 6 months, were we not? So it happens. But let's so look. One quick question before we kind of wrap this up. Do you want to be top for the next 2 weeks, or would you rather see Man City get a win tomorrow?
Oh, I've been thinking about this all day.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to throw this one out to you, lot. Go, Harry. I'll start with you.
That's not fair. I can't answer that because, listen, top of the league for 2 weeks, you get to go on and on about it for 2 weeks, which I will, by the way. And I mean, you've got to take the most of these opportunities. But at the same time, there's nothing worse than Arsenal make a big deal if they get a point against Manchester City, and it'll be, oh my goodness, we're title contenders as well. So it's difficult. As much as I'd love to be top of the league for 2 weeks, Arsenal losing is better. So yeah, I'd like City to win that, but it's difficult. You can't. I'd love to have both, but we can't. So frustrating, very, very frustrating.
Mark, how are you feeling about it? Would you rather be top for the next 2 weeks?
If it's a walloping, if it's like a proper shellacking that Arsenal take, then I'm taking Man City to win. If it's like a 2-1 win,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm taking top. I want a draw because I want us to be top. I want us to be top going into the international break. But it is hard, Harry. I agree, mate. It's a difficult one.
It's horrible.
I do want to lose, but yes, it's one of them things. The most important thing to me is Tottenham winning, and after that is Arsenal losing. So if we're top of the tree, then I've got to be happy. I'm happy for 2 weeks. Then do you know what I mean? So I'm happy either way, Marlon.
Yeah. I'm still not sure. I'm not sure. Has, how you feeling about
I want Arsenal to get battered tomorrow.
I think I'm in that camp as well. But
because we're not going to win the league, so let's be realistic.
No. But my next question was going to be and after that, because I wanted to get your opinion on it, right? We don't play Manchester City until December 3rd, I think it is, right? And I think we've got Chelsea in between. And a lot of our games is what you'd say if we're going to be doing anything in the next month or so, are winnable games, and the form that we're on. I think we're all feeling a bit confident, right? Not overconfident. We're feeling confident in going into these games. Up until we play Manchester City, could we still be on this run and still going and still be up there by the time we play City?
Well, assuming Van der Ven and the whole back four stays fit, and Madison stays fit, then yes. But
no. Okay, this is without injuries. We're going by what we saw. If we keep the same team as we did today.
Because every day I go to sleep worrying about Van der Ven getting injured.
I love him too, bloody hell. It's not the only one.
I'll wind you up. But as in I think we could still carry on this run. But I've been a Spurs fan so many years. I know there's going to be a kick in the teeth eventually. So.
Harry?
Good question. Listen, in terms of being, the title contenders, I want to get through that busy, horrible, long Christmas period. Wait, busy, long Christmas period.
You said I said it.
No, I know, but I want to bring it up. Wait, we want to get through December, and we get to January the 1st, and we're in a healthy position, similar to what we are now. Then, of course, you start to believe. For now, we're doing very well in our pursuit to get back into the top 4, but Haz is spot on. It's solely reliant on injuries. If Van der Ven gets injured, it could come crashing back down, and it could be as bad as last season. I know it may sound dramatic, but an injury to someone such as Van der Ven or such as Maddison, I think will have a huge impact. I hate to say it, but yeah, of course we go into that game with confidence. Chelsea, you got Fulham, I think, then Chelsea after the international break. So yeah, bring that on. Then you've got City in December. If we're in this position, of course, you feel confident, bring it on. So right now we're in a really, really healthy position. We've already got a few injuries, but we get them to, in the nicest way possible, more important players. Then we've got a problem. When you get Son, Maddison, Van der Ven out, Vicario potentially injured, Adoki, then or even Porro, you've got a problem. So there you go. I'm feeling confident right now, good position, but like Haz says, it almost feels like you're waiting for the bubble to burst, and I hope that's not the case.
I mean, supporting Spurs too long, dude.
Before I get market, right? Hold on, I just told off Arsenal fans for being like this, and you two have gone and done it. But please give me some confidence going in the next couple of weeks. Come on.
Sorry.
It's just Marlon, if we had like a really amazing bench and we had like a massive depth,
the squad depth,
but we don't. We didn't sign another centre back in the summer. We signed one.
Mark?
2. Phillips and Van der Ven.
Every
Eric Dyer, man. Eric Dyer. He's the one.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, and it's like cliche. One game at a time, innit? One game at a time. See where we are.
Yeah.
Win the game, like you say. See whether we've got injuries, suspensions, all of that stuff. Assess it each game at a time, mate. That's all we can do. We can look, if you do want to compete, all you really have to do is, and this is where Tottenham has struggled since I've been supporting them, right, is beat the teams you should be beating, and that's where we always go wrong,
That's what we've done today.
And we've done actually to be.
And we have done that exactly. And if we keep doing that,
all of them,
and if we keep doing that, there is no reason why we can't challenge. I'm not saying we're going to, but if you do that, then you can challenge. So yes, see if we can go and beat Fulham and then Palace and all the rest, and Chelsea when they come to our ground.
And the only advantage I think we have, Mark, is that because we're, as in, okay, maybe they know our style now, I don't know, but as in, because it's the first season, maybe a lot of other managers don't know what to expect exactly with us, even though I think they should do if they've watched us. What kind of style? But as in, like, we have the surprise factor at least for 1 year, maybe. Made up playing to our favour, but
and again, the fact we don't have midweek games, and this is the only thing we have to concentrate on. As much as I want to win the League Cup, and I'm still gutted about that. We're not in it. We've got 1 game a week. Let's go.
And that's probably helped us because let's be honest, Son and Maddison are injured, but they're able to get through 60 minutes because they're not having to play on a Wednesday or a Thursday, whenever it will be.
Yeah.
So
Son's a groin injury, isn't it?
They've assessed it, but
let's hope he pulls out of international duty. That's
the thing. I think Maddison would play for England, won't he?
Maddison won't play for England.
You don't think?
No, Maddison won't play for England.
Well, I think he will. Marlon, can I just jump in and say something?
Why is Maddison going to play for England when they've got Grealish, Foden, and all the rest of them?
Bellingham, I guess.
Yeah, then Maddison's not going to play. And this is This is Gareth Southgate, mate. Southgate is not going to play an attacking informed James Maddison. So we're lucky in that respect. Come on.
Probably.
It was really weird when I saw the England squad. I saw Harry Kane, and I'm like, he doesn't play for Spurs anymore.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that Gareth Southgate is Gareth Southgate through the international break, and James Maddison won't get any.
Our son's flying out tonight.
Yeah, Son will fly. Son has to fly out.
He's the captain. He's the
captain. They'll assess the situation, and let's see what happens. But
Marlon, can I just say? Is something I wanted to say? Lastly,
no, not letting you say anything.
I'm going to say it whether you like it or not. But it's going to be a positive thing. If we were serious, if we are serious this season and want to go for the title, right? Then for me, what is really important is we signed a third really, really strong centre back. in January. Someone like Tapso, but I think just in case we get that injury, for me, that is the one position. If we're going to buy anyone in January, he's got to be a really, really
I'm just going to throw something out there, right? And I do agree with you, but I've got the problem we've got at the moment is we're asking for a Tapsoba, but we have no room in our squad for an overseas player. So in that position, we do have to get rid. So, theoretically, if it's a
I still think there's 5-6 players that should go out the door. So
yeah, but we've got to get them out the door.
Dyer, there's loads.
We've got to get them out. I know that. We've got to get them out the door. Like we struggle with that. Let's be honest, we struggled with it this summer again. So, if I said to you lot, it's not going to be an overseas player, right? We're going to have to go and sign an English defender. Who would you sign? And you have to, because we're in that position. We have. No. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't have to be English. It has to be homegrown, right? And anyone in the chat as well who's listening, if there's any homegrown players, who do you think can come in? Because we've got Ashley Phillips, got him. But which homegrown player?
What about Tomori? Tomori at AC Milan.
That's a good shout, actually.
Could we?
Yeah.
If we pay the money, Marlon.
In terms of English, for me, it'd be Mark Gay from Crystal Palace. That'd be mine.
I think it costs like 60, 17 million.
I don't like Mark Gay. I have to admit.
I think Tomori's better.
I think Tomori's better. I think Mark Gay, he has.
I don't think Tomori would come to Tottenham, but if he does, then I'll take
it's
him.
All this Chelsea connection, all these ex-Chelsea players you're all naming, by the way. But but Harry, on your Mark Gay thing, I think when you watch Palace, I think it's more about Anderson that makes him look so much.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
When he played for England with, I can't remember if it was Maguire or whoever he played with, he was awful. So it does worry me. But I don't
think he's fantastic. He's probably the only, being honestly, the only one I could think of. But Anderson is the one that stands out for Palace. You've only got really what
Maguire. I knew to say Maguire.
I still think there's a player in Maguire.
To be fair, I watched Man United today. And he was really good.
He got an assist.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, forget everything.
I don't think he'd be a bad signing.
It was really.
I don't think he'd be a bad signing.
But what about so some people saying Tomori here? Someone come up with Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth.
He's one with linked.
Yeah, it'd be okay.
I mean, I'll be honest again, hands up. I'd never heard of Lloyd Kelly until we were linked with him.
Same. I didn't know who he was.
I had no idea who he was. So
I just don't want Chalobah. I don't rank Chalobah.
Is it Lewis Dunk at Brighton?
Brighton, he's good. Yeah, he's
price tag will be up here.
He's around 30. He's in his 30s, isn't he?
He's in his 30s. Yeah.
But I like him.
The only way we'll get Lewis Dunk is if he goes, oh, Brighton, I'm at 30 odd and I want to go play for Spurs. Like a bit like Dan Burn. That's the only way we get him.
Do you know what? What I'll say, Marlon, is I actually, after slagging off the club, I think the recruitment's been really good over the last couple of windows where I think actually, even if I've not heard of Lloyd Kelly, I hadn't heard of Vicario, I hadn't heard of Van der Ven. There's so many of them that I actually trust.
Point, isn't it? Yeah.
And I think to myself, I've just got to trust what they're doing and because they've done it, whether we want to slag them off, they've done well in their recruitment. So I trust what they go and sign, really.
I am going to agree with you. And look, at the end of the day, I think if whatever, and not whatever he wants, but in the case of if you can find players to play Ange's system, right? Because I just don't want anybody just to come in.
No, that's right.
Then it's a case of if it is a Lloyd Kelly, I'm going to be like, yeah, go ahead.
That's exactly that. If he fits the system and he wants him, then apparently,
he's great.
He's all right.
So we just need some like Van der Ven.
Same as Tosin as well. Tosin was another one. I mean, the stats,
it was the weirdest one.
Look great.
That's it. Yeah, Tosin Adebayo would be mine. I think he's at the moment he isn't really featuring for Fulham. I think we could have gone for him. I think the Fulham will really, really lower the price as well just to get the
contract,
player.
Isn't he?
Yeah,
contract.
Of course, out of contract. So there you go. Snap him up
for him in January.
Yeah, it's a really weird thing about
I think
Tosin,
he's top
because last year, right? Because me and Ash did some thing on Tosin.
I remember.
Yeah, do you remember we did it? And it was so we looked at Tosin's form from last year, and his stats weren't great, but the one stat that was on his side was when he was in the Fulham team, they were keeping clean sheets and everything. And then I think there was a 7-8 game period, or it might have been longer than that, where he was out the team. They literally lost about 7 out of 10 of them. which was really weird to see. And then he slowly came back in, but obviously he's been missing this year, so it's a totally different
He's been
scenario.
injured, isn't he? I think
he's been injured, and he wanted to go. I think. So
Yeah.
I know Fulham
Monaco,
won today, but
yeah,
generally
Monaco,
they haven't been
Yeah,
fantastic.
he wanted to go Monaco, but he said he doesn't want to join Spurs. But you never know.
Yeah, that's media, isn't it? I mean, I was listening to a podcast was saying about none of us really know whether he's come out and said that or not. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't know, do we? You know.
He might change his mind. You never know. By
Yes. This is the thing. Like, and someone was talking about Ivan Toney might be looking at Spurs now. Just throwing this out there and seeing the way we're playing football, right? Because he said basically he's come out and said on a podcast. I heard it. He said he loves the way Arsenal play, and he's someone
I think he's nailed on to go to Arsenal personally, but
it depends. It depends. Well, Arsenal got to come out of FFP here, so they're nearly at their full capacity.
Ketty out front.
Yeah, but they've got to sell. They've got to sell to win it. But would he look at someone like Biganj and the way he's playing right now and go, actually, I wouldn't mind playing up front for Spurs? Like other players must be seeing this around, other strikers around the world must be seeing this. And this is where I'm going to agree with Haz, and I don't want to. But yeah, Son hasn't got long. And we need to get the replacement in now because I'm not relying on that number 9 Brazilian.
It must take us 4 years
so,
to get it
But yeah, in 9 Spurs. But are we looking at it going, actually, seeing if we can get this brand of football and across the world and people seeing the way we play now, do you think that's going to be more incentive for bringing other players in? And that goes to any of you.
Very simple for me.
If you're winning and playing good football, players want to play, don't they? They want to come and play. So Maddison said it himself, didn't he?
I think just send the screenshot.
I think he probably will. Yeah, I think he probably will go to Arsenal if they come in. He's already said that he supports Liverpool, but he likes the way that they play football. So if it's a choice, if it's a straight choice between us and Arsenal, he's going to pick Arsenal. And I think he'd probably go to Chelsea as well because Chelsea would pay more money in his wages than Tottenham would. So
unless he goes to Osimhen with £150 million release clause.
Let's go get Osimhen then.
Yeah. Marlon, by the way, you're sitting here digging out Richarlison. Jesus has been no better for Arsenal. Don't forget that. They're playing Nketiah over him because Jesus isn't good enough. So and Richarlison's Brazil's number 9 for a reason. So before that's
like comparing one piece of shit to another piece of crap. Well, you're comparing craps and crap. We don't.
Two strikers.
I don't think Jesus is crap though. I actually think Jesus.
No, Jesus is a good link-up player. He just can't finish. He's
missed that.
But he's more. He's a better.
Marlon. You made it sound like Richarlison.
He doesn't mention that. Okay.
So it's not just Richarlison, but
I don't support Arsenal, and Jesus is not here, so I'm looking at Richarlison.
Yeah, but you're picking them for Richarlison, but you won't say anything about Son's missing chances.
No, because Son scores goals.
Kulusevski, Solomon, they've all missed chances.
Just say that. Last season,
Everett Maddison today.
No, last season I was literally digging out Son for missing chances, right, and not playing well, and I was digging him out. I'm not going to
not as much as Richarlison though.
Last year, I defended Richarlison last year because I said it ain't his fault because Harry Kane's here. You're not going to get into the team, and they were playing Son every week.
I'll be honest on Son. I when that stuff with Saudi Arabia for the right offer, I was saying, I would sell him. So again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know why you get me on these shows. I didn't want to I said sell Son. I know nothing really. So.
But you're happy with the way Spurs are playing, and that's all that matters.
Love it.
Love it. Now, on that note, because we could sit here and talk about Richie all day, and
we're not
you should wait to the end of the season to judge him.
Is there any more Harrys out there that I can get on my channel, right? And is going to like Richarlison as well, because these two are doing me head in. Right? I love them to pieces, don't get me wrong, but doing my head in. Right, Mark? We're showing our age. That's why we don't like Richarlison. These young cats.
Wait, I'm like 31. Am I young?
You're still too young. You're still too young for us. No, thank you. No, before I let you all go, Harry, please tell everyone where they can find you, and make sure you tune in on Monday. No, you.
Which
Scarfy,
one?
I don't care about Haz. I don't care about Haz.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much for having me on once again. If you want to follow me, you can there, HarryScar22. And check out my pinned tweet if you want to vote for me. Last chance for the Football Content Awards down finalists. Thank you.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, tell people Football Content Awards. What category you?
Yeah, I usually forget. So Equality, Inclusion and Diversity Individual Award. The voting closes this Sunday midnight. So last opportunity is on my pinned tweet and will be there until Sunday midnight. So yeah, if you want to vote for me, massively appreciated. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can. Scarfy Spurs Talk and tune into the weekly live show tomorrow. I think I've got you both on, right? Marlon and Haz. I've got you both on. Right?
Yeah, well, you on Monday as well.
I'm not coming on. I'm not coming on if Haz is on. She must be joking. That's way too much time with him, mate.
I did it deliberately. But no, it'd be a good show this week. Got quite a few guests. Match reactions out late tonight. It's taking forever to upload. I don't know why. But it will be out. It's filmed about 6 hours ago. It'll be out at some point. So thank you very much for having me on. Good old internet. Don't forget to subscribe to a View from the South Stand as well. Great channel, and although Marlon's deluded, it's still great fun.
We changed the name to South View Quiz now. The South View Quiz.
South View Quiz. There you go.
But no, on a serious note, please, if you're a Spurs fan, please
go subscribe to Harry.
Yeah, subscribe to Harry.
Yeah.
Go to the Football Content Awards and just vote for all the Spurs channels. I think Chris Cowlin's in there.
Chris Cowlin, last word on Spurs.
Football Heritage as well. Don't forget about my boy Sava. Is he
still
also
in? Because I voted for him.
Is that right?
Just do the thing. Let's get the Spurs power and vote for them. Get right.
Yeah.
Last word on Spurs was on there as well. I think
I should have left you till last now, Harry. That. Mark, where can people find you quickly before we go?
Just on the Twitter handle there. I don't do anything else at the minute, so just have a follow on Twitter. I come on here every so often and a few other bits and pieces, but yeah, nothing more than that. Thanks for having me on again, mate.
And Mr. Haz, you ain't. I just realised you ain't going to be on my channel for 2 weeks, are you? Doing the preview? No, you're back for the preview.
So you find my channel at Hotspur TV.
He's banned
like once or twice a week, and probably your video here and there. And then you'll find me on Harry's on Monday, 8 p.m. as well with Marlon. So yeah, the team will be back together on Monday night.
Oh yes.
Yeah. For more debates about Richarlison, probably.
Don't worry, it's going to be a talking point.
But yes, no, thank you all for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to all the people in the chat as well. You've made it quite fun, especially about the Richarlison chat. It was quite funny actually. Only you two. It's only you two. I don't know who else. That's why I want to find another Harry.
Remember this video. Richarlison will come back and show you all.
He's gonna score 15 goals this season as well. There you go. Put that out there.
Mark, I'm so sorry. Yeah, this is gonna get clipped up, and we're gonna be on it for hours because
I want him to score. I want him to score with me, mate. I don't mind.
Well, I sat on Park Lane podcast earlier on in the season, said he's getting 25 goals in all competitions. So he's somehow got to achieve that. Otherwise, I'm absolutely in for it.
That's why you're sticking by him. Okay.
No. Don't start that. I made a bold claim at the start of the season. I said he's going to get 25 in all competitions. Not going to work now. We're at the Carabao Cup and 15 in the Premier League. I don't know where he's going to get the 10 in all competitions from, but I think he's still going to get 10, 15 league goals.
But no, thank you all. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. We haven't got a show tomorrow. Monday we haven't got a show because me and Haz are on Harry's. Tuesday we're back with Ash. We'll go through the tactics of this game. We will go through everything. It's a great watch.
Oh, I'll watch that.
Yeah, most people love it. Ash we go through like
Ash's voice is like so good for it.
Oh shish! Don't tell me. Ash is rubbish. It's all about me. No, it's all about Ash. All about Ash. He's brilliant in it.
That's right.
And then you got the rival show on Wednesday as well with Haas and Ash as well, where they talk to other fans from outside Spurs and talk about how we're doing. They literally hate us at the moment. It's quite funny. So come in the chat and just abuse them. It is quite funny. Like, don't abuse them, just abuse them about their team. But it's absolutely brilliant. But as always, thank you. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.